Imagine a place where the sun kisses the ocean and nature's magic comes alive. Welcome to Costa Rica, a place where adventure meets serenity and every moment feels like a new beginning. Embark on thrilling excursions like horseback riding to hidden waterfalls, where the beauty of nature takes your breath away. Feel the rush as you conquer jungle trails on an ATV, discovering hidden gems around every turn. Savor the flavors of Costa Rica with fresh local cuisine that will leave you craving more. Let the vibrant energy of nature rejuvenate your soul and embrace the Pura Vida lifestyle, a life of pure joy of living in the moment. Whether you seek relaxation or adventure, Costa Rica offers a perfect blend of both, all while connecting with incredible singles just like you. Come experience the magic of Costa Rica with our host site, Tour Hero, and myself as your personal guide. An unforgettable adventure awaits where you'll leave feeling transformed. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. It's actually late in the morning because, y'all, it's looking real overcast here. Real overcast. It's probably going to rain. I'm hoping tomorrow is a clear and sunny day because tomorrow is my beach day. But I'm parked outside of Target. I'm getting ready to run in and get something to put on my dry hair. My hair is like dry and frizzy. But I have been consuming some content from a British content creator. And I believe that I reposted. I think I reposted or I clipped her video. And I believe I did. I need to look back and see. But I absolutely love her content. I think she's the British version of me. She's calmer. she's calmer and she's probably less direct. But we share a lot of the same thoughts and feelings about a lot of things. And number one is her desire, her very passionate desire to be married, coming out of a family and coming out of a very chaotic childhood. You know, she talked about how much she wanted to be married and have children and just make a good family. That is 100% my story. And I've always wanted to be married, always wanted to be a mom, and really just get it right, right? I just want to get it right. Even now, after all of these years, I still desire marriage. I still desire a husband that I can get it right with because I am a great wife. I feel like somebody out there is missing a great wife because I'm not married. But anyway, so that's her story. I really resonated with that. And one of the things she said in that story was, because of this desire, and this is how I feel also, because of this strong desire to meet a great man, to partner with him, marry him, have his children, have a great life, be a wonderful example to the entire world of God's love. Like, that's really what marriage is all about. A lot of people don't understand that marriage is God's, like, on earth example of Jesus's love for the church. So that's why he wants us to get it right. Get it right. Be that shining example to other people that this is the way God meant for it to be. And this is healthy. This is designed to bring children into a healthy family and a healthy home. This is designed to combat lust. Like, there are all these different reasons why we should be married, because we want to honor God, all of the things, right? But anyway, so she's being interviewed by Help for Men, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I bought his book. It's called The Dead Bedroom Fix. I love his platform too. I absolutely love his platform. He helps men become reformed nice guys, like let go of the nice guy thing. So I love his platform too. The two of them came together. And of course, they talked about sex and marriage and how, women making the decision to abstain from having sex with their husbands, how detrimental that is, how damaging that is. And the thing that they said that jumped out at me is men function best when they are having consistent sex. And they're 100% correct. They gave the example about you wanting to be a good parent to your children, you wanting to be a good dog mom or cat mom, right? You put effort into that. You do what's necessary for your child, for your pet, you're right, for your plants. You give them what they need to thrive, and you're not willing to do that with your husband. And what is going on? What's going on there that you are not willing to meet the man that you chose? The man that you chose and married, you're not willing to meet his needs. Like, we got to take a long, hard look in the mirror, women, because you chose him and you married him. And now you're not willing to give him something that he needs. And you're married. And what do I always tell you all? I always say this. Y'all out here having sex outside of marriage like it's going out of style. You out here having, and that's the devil's plan for you. The devil's plan for you is to tucker yourself out having all this premarital sex. So by the time you get in a marriage, you don't want to have sex no more. That's the devil's plan. That's exactly what he wants you to do. Because he know that's going to blow up your marriage. He know that's going to cause infidelity in your marriage. He know that's going to cause all kind of problems in your marriage. But y'all don't have a problem, busting it wide open outside of marriage. It does not make sense. It doesn't. And then people look at me because I'm abstaining. I'm saying no. I'm saving that for when I'm married. And trust, you talk about busting wide open? Yeah, I don't know when we coming up for air, okay? But they look at me like I'm crazy. Well, ain't nobody signing up for that. That don't make sense. If I'm telling you, if I'm darn near guaranteeing you sex within marriage and you saying, nah, I'm a pass, like, nah, there's something going on with you. Really? Because I'm sorry, I'm not free. I ain't never been free. And I'm not free. It's not free 99. It's going to cost you the commitment. But ladies, and I'm talking to married ladies, so let me clear this whole conversation up. I'm talking to wives. I'm talking to women who are married. Okay, if you're living with your man and have kids with your man and bought a house with your man, honestly, I'm really not even talking to you because you out of order. But if you are married, there is no excuse under heaven why you are not consistently having sex with your husband. And remember, a lot of this requires opening your mouth. Here's what I see is the women's issue on their side. There are things that are turning them off. There are things that the man is doing or not doing that is just completely turning them off. But they are not speaking on it. They're not communicating it verbally or in writing. They're just walking around with their mouth poked out. And again, you married this person. And the number one thing I hear in couples therapy that I just don't understand, and maybe it's me, y'all. Y'all know my mouth. Maybe it's me. Y'all know my mouth. If you know my platform, you know my mouth. But when I hear people say, I can't talk to them, I can't say that. What? Huh? You're married to this person. You have given them the highest form of commitment in our land. And you can't talk to them? You can't. No, that's crazy. This is so backwards. How did we get here? It is so backwards. So I say things to strangers all day long. I say things to my family. I say things to my friends. And you can best believe I'm going to say something to my husband. Okay? That's why I said it's going to take a special type of man. It's going to take a very special type of man to be my husband because he like, here she come. Here she go. Anita coming over here to say something. Yeah, you got to be strong. You have to be strong. Okay? Because I would never, when I was married and was married to someone that wanted to sweep things under the rug and, didn't want to say things out loud. And I just kept coming. Can I be real? That had a lot to do with the marriage ending too, because I ain't going to be quiet. Like, I ain't going to be quiet. I'm going to keep coming and keep coming. And I think in his mind, he was like, this is never going to end. Yeah, you should have known what you signed up for. Someone who's going to talk to you. Someone who's going to bring things to your attention. Someone who's going to ask questions. If you don't want to do none of that, I am the wrong person for you. I admit that right now. If you don't, there are men out there right now that will tell you, I went out with Anita and she asked questions and, she's inquisitive. She's curious and, it's just too much. It's just, okay. Baby, I'm not hurt in the least because I'm like this because I want my person. I want to find my person. I cannot wait to sit across from a man and I ask questions and he answers questions and he go, wow, I love this. Like, this is great. This is like the greatest day of my life. That's my guy. You actually are curious about me. You actually want to know. You listen to the responses to the questions. But you're gonna hold me accountable, or you're gonna, that's my guy. But there are plenty of men out there, I can attest to it, that are like, nah, she asks too many questions. She too talkative. She be, she be coming at me, and y'all, it ain't in no ways disrespectful. It's direct. It's direct. That's what I don't know what it is that people struggle with, you being direct with them, with you vocalizing with words. This is what's happening. This is how I feel about it. What do you think? And that opens the door for them to tell me what they think. And then I actually listen and I actually mirror back what they said. Was this what is it? I mean, y'all act like y'all don't know what healthy communication is. And it's beyond frustrating. And then, let's go here. You have the man that because I ask questions, he says I'm therapizing, or, we're not in therapy. I'm sorry. No, we're not, because you're not paying me $200 an hour. What are you talking about? Me being a therapist has nothing to do with me asking you questions, fool. Yeah, you got those dudes. And guess what? That date is over and I'm good. Because again, what you ain't gonna do is make me feel like I'm some sort of weirdo for asking questions. That's not gonna happen. So I don't know who that worked on before, but it ain't working over here. Okay. It doesn't matter. They say they want the truth, but are not mature enough to handle it. Agreed. So, okay. And I definitely need an emotionally mature man. But anyway, back on the ladies, because this video is about y'all. Help me to understand how you chose a man, you accepted his ring, you married him, and now you can't get, like, that don't make no sense. And then y'all be looking online and looking at the internet and watching these other stupid women tell you that because you care about your husband, because you care about what he thinks, because you care about what he needs, that here we go, the pick-me-sha and all this crap. I told y'all about using that online vernacular. Okay? Stop it. If you are over 40, there are certain words, I'm going to make a reel. I'm going to make a reel so I can make it crystal clear that if you're over 40, there are certain words you should not be using. It's dumb. It looks incredibly childish. But women calling other grown women pick-me-sha, pick me, stop it. You should care about meeting the needs of your husband. You should care about the man you say you love. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make this up. This is where we are, though. Don't nobody care about him. Don't nobody care what he needs. And I got these kids, and I got this, and I got that. And just like that, I have had to sit in therapy. I kid y'all not. I've had to sit in therapy and tell grown adults They sit there and run down the kids they got, the schedules the kids got. I have couples, I kid y'all not, I'm not lying when I tell y'all this. I have couples that have 5 dogs. They have 3 kids. They have 5 dogs. And they're running down all of this stuff they got and all that it takes to maintain it. And that's the excuse for not having sex with your husband. If that ain't the dumbest thing, like I said, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up when I tell y'all it is dumb that you would go out and get all of these animals and you can't have sex with your husband. That don't make no sense. And then I keep talking to these couples about the children, having all these kids and then putting them in all these activities and running all over God's creation and with travel basketball and travel football and gymnastics and tennis. And you can't have sex with your husband. I wish somebody would. I wish. And then look, they get mad when I say, look, I've raised 3 children. Those kids are about to graduate college. I said, so I must be doing something right. Nobody's pregnant. Nobody's in jail. Nobody's strung out on anything. Nobody's an alcoholic. I must be doing something right. I said, but look, children need limits. Okay. They can't be doing everything all the time, all at once. You can't maintain your marriage that way. I couldn't maintain my sanity that way as a single mother. And I told my kids, I sat them down. I said, look, you get 1 sport per year. So whatever season that's in, that's when you're going to do it. When that season is over, so is your sports. I'm not running anywhere. I'm not taking you nowhere. I'm not doing nothing. Okay. This is my life too. Okay. And I had this conversation with my kids. They must have been like 7 or 8. I said, this is my life too. I don't exist on this planet to give you the life of your dreams. What? There's some people out there right now going, oh, did you just say that? Yes, I did. I do not exist on this planet to give my children a life of their dreams. I don't. That's their job. That's their job when they get older. I exist to feed them, clothe them, emotionally attune, give them what they need emotionally, teach them spiritually. Like there's a lot of things that I do for my children, but giving them the life of their dreams? Absolutely not. That's called your business. That's something you're going to do once you leave my house, because this is still my life. But you have parents out here that y'all have kids, and before you know it, your life is their life. Whatever their little heart imagines, whatever they want to do, and you're willing to sacrifice your marriage. That's what is like mind altering. Let me tell you this, the best thing that you give to your children is a healthy marriage, is a loving, healthy, sex-filled marriage. That is the best gift that you give to your children. You haven't heard? Statistically, children do better raised by 2 loving, wonderfully, madly in love parents, right? A stable household. That's what they tell us. But you're willing to risk that, running behind your kids, running behind some dogs, running behind work, running behind whatever else it is, your friends. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It ain't, the math is not mathing, y'all. It doesn't make sense. He said, are you working on a book? So I've written 3 books for women. We need this knowledge in print. I've written 3 books for women, and they're available on Amazon. Miss_Tiffany says, I'm with you, Anita. And when you overgive, they become very selfish and entitled. Ask me how I know. Baby, let me tell you, okay? I wish I could interview my kids on my Instagram. I'm not trying to put them out there like that. They finna tell you, she ain't doing that. She ain't going there. They finna tell you all the things I ain't gonna do. I am very strict with my children. I pull no punches. Guess what? I got one shot, one chance to raise my kids. And guess what I determined? I'm going to be hard versus easy. Because this what the old folks say. What start out hard will be easy on the back end. But what start out easy, gonna get hard on the back end. I believe that statement. I actually live by that statement. That's why I do hard things. That's why I put my head down and work, and I'm disciplined. And I keep telling parents this: start out hard. Start out the way you mean to go, which is hard. Pull no punches. You're not their friend. You're not their little girlfriend or no. Okay? I want them to hate you. Can I be honest? There was a time in my children's life where they couldn't stand me. That's how I knew I was on the right track. Okay? So, yeah, please listen. Stop trying to give your children a life of their dreams. Your job is to raise them to be self-sufficient, kind, okay? Kind, self-sufficient, good adults, good citizens. That's your job. Anything they do outside of that is up to them. Okay? I've done a lot of wonderful things in my life. And guess what? It was all me. It wasn't my parents. But guess what my parents did do? They raised me to be self-sufficient since I was 16. Left my mama's home. Left my daddy's home at 18. They raised me to be self-sufficient. They raised me to be kind. They raised me to be a good person, to be a good citizen out here in the world. Not killing people, not out here, doing crazy stuff, stealing and all that stuff. No. Not swinging on nobody's pole. Not shooting up no drugs in my veins. That's what my parents taught me. And I raised my kids the same way. My kids even said it. Well, they would go to my parents. They would go to my mother and my father. Well, why is she like this and this and that? Because see, now my mother and father, they done long raised kids. So now they Mr. and Miss Softy. Right. So they let my kids, get away with murder. But they know that their mama ain't going to do that. That's why they doing it. Because my mom told me that. She's like, I treat the kids the way I do because I know you. She said, I know they ain't moving. They ain't doing nothing. Right. She said, I know that about you. I know you're hard. I know you're strict. That's why I'm soft with them. They need somebody to be soft, but I know you ain't. So somebody got to do it. I was like, why you tripping? Why you letting them do this and letting them do that? She said, cause you not. I know you, Anita. She said, you ain't playing with these kids. I said, nope, I sure ain't. I get one shot. Guess what? That time is over. This weekend, my daughter will graduate from UVA. We done with the parenting, where I'm not done as her mother, but as far as the active hand-holding parenting, it's over. Just like that. And I tell y'all, I remember them being born like it was yesterday. Just like that. So I keep telling parents, man, stop trying to give them every little thing their heart desire. That's a mistake. And you're going to regret it. It seems easy on the front end. It's just like, look, I saw this mother in Walmart the other day. This was 2 weeks back. I was in Walmart and her child was flipping out. Look, she had the child in the basket watching some YouTube channel on her phone. And then the child saw some toy or something that it wanted, started flipping out, screaming. And look, she going through the aisles, the child just screaming. She finally get up to checkout, and I'm seeing her, and she just like, well, I'm just going to get it. I'm just going to give it to him. I said, don't do that. I said it. Like I said, everybody know I'm known to speak my mind. I said, don't do that. Well, you hear him screaming, you hear him crying. I said, and okay. I said, but again, it's hard, but on the back end, it gets easy. Yes, right now it's hard. In this store, it's hard. But trust me, on the back end, it's going to get easy. Stop giving in to his tantrum. Stop giving in to him screaming. Stop giving in. Okay? That's all. Just stop. And she was like, okay, and look, I told her, I said, I got 3 grown kids and this and that. And she's like, well, I'm gonna respect my elders. I'm gonna take your advice and this and that. I said, yeah, baby, it's gonna be hard on the front end. I said, but you want to be me on the back end. The reason why I go where I want to go and do what I want to do, because my kids ain't in trouble like that. My kids ain't out here causing ruckus and a nightmare to the world. So do the hard thing on the front end. Anyway, I got some comments. Y'all, Instagram is running behind. It's all your life, and when that is done, you don't know your spouse. Yeah, agreed. And that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people I see. There's a lot of what we call silver divorce. So a silver divorce is when the couple is, late 40s, 50s, 60. People getting divorced because they did not maintain their relationship. They stayed in their relationship out of obligation. And here's what's wild, y'all. They stayed until their kids graduated high school or college, and they think they did a service to their children. But if their relationship was cold, if their relationship was tumultuous, if their relationship was, full of, anger and frustration, they really didn't do their kids a good service. The kids see that, and now they're like, well, I don't want that. If that's what marriage is, I don't want it. She says, I'm dealing with an adult daughter in college who is a spoiled brat. I was strict on my children, but I tried to compensate for her dad being non-existent in her life. And that is sad. But here's the truth of the matter. It isn't anything you can do anything about. Like, you can't be mother and father. And I can't stand when single mothers say that. It's not possible. I always tell single mothers, be the best mother you can be. You cannot be mother and father. They love saying that crap. Well, I'm mom and dad. No, you're not. No, you're not. Stop saying that. Be the best mother you can be. And in my humble opinion, be strict as all get out. Pull no punches. Hopefully you have other people in their life that are not as strict. Like my mother. My mother's, incredibly fun. Her and my dad, they have other elders in our church. They have other people that are sweet and all the things, but I'm not. You live with me, and I cannot afford for you to, go out here and cut up and get pregnant and all that. I can't do that. I can't have that happen on my watch. Okay, we done made it this far. I cannot have that happen. So, but that's my warning. That's my warning to the wives is, and then look, it's wives out here, I kid y'all not. They either got married young and now they looking to jump out of the marriage, or they may have waited, they got kids. And again, they're listening to this content. Don't nobody care about him. Don't nobody care what he think. I'm like, why? What? Why would you marry this man? Why would you build a life with him only to listen to Tik Tok videos online about, yeah, girl. And look, the one lady, let me tell you all the things I don't do for my husband. I can't make this up. And you should see the comments. You should see the comment section of these type of women's videos. Women co-signing this behavior. Yeah, girl, yeah, because he's a grown adult and this and that, and don't wash his clothes, don't cook him nothing. What? And then you wonder why men are opting out of marriage in droves. You do know that's the thing, right? You do know that, right? So let me pull your coattail. There are a lot of men who are completely opting out of marriage. And that's why I'm talking to a woman right now who's been in that relationship for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Because y'all aren't even smart enough to make men wait. You'll do everything a wife does without the ring and the piece of paper. But men are opting out. What's the point? What's the point of getting married to a woman who's going to listen to some woman on TikTok talk about all the things she don't do for her husband? What is the advantage to a man of getting married to a woman who will one day stop sleeping with him? There isn't one. I want this to be a warning. I'm ringing the siren. I'm ringing the bell, ladies. And look, a lot of y'all are like, so, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about them. Okay. So I will keep, doing what I do to attract men. I will definitely find my husband. If you all want to opt out, okay. That leaves more opportunity for me. Okay? Because I'm gonna do all the things. I'm going to do all the things for my husband. And maybe I'll post some TikTok videos of, here's all the things I did for my husband. And really make y'all mad. Okay? Here are all the ways that I benefit my husband. And the most important one of all is being able to keep him sexually satisfied. So yeah, this is I can't believe we're here. I cannot believe we are here. But here we are in 2025. You got a whole host of women that are, oh, don't nobody care about them. Don't nobody care what they want. Okay. But men, good men, okay? Financially stable men, kind men are opting out. They're opting out of marrying you because you're all but announcing there's no benefit to them. What is the benefit of being with a woman who won't do anything for him? Like, what? It's insanity. And yet you want this long laundry list, because we know how complicated women are. We know all the things women want. Nah, baby, I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's all I'm gonna do all day. Look, I might sign up for TikTok just to do that. I don't even have TikTok, but let me find a husband. Let me start busting it wide open, and that's what I'll be making TikTok videos about. So let me tell you what I did for my husband today. Let me tell you what sexual favor my husband got today. Like, yeah, I'm finna make women real mad, because it don't make no sense. He said, I don't know if this is a he or she, so they have sex before marriage. Oh, it's a lady. But stop after marriage? Plenty of women do. Yeah. And now men call it the hook. And rightly so. Sex does hook men. Now, here's what's interesting. Sex does not hook men. There's certain men that are not hooked by sex. They will take your sex and run off. That doesn't hook them to stay. But sex does hook men. It gets their interest because, men are sexual beings, and you're giving away free sex is like giving out free money. Okay, so if I stood outside of Target and I started handing out $100 bills, people would take it. And here's the funny thing. Most people I would never see again. Like, they would take their $100 bill, they would thank me, and I'd never see them again. That's most men. Now, there might be a few that come back and get in line again. They might get in line again because they're like, oh, well, can I get another? Can I get another? Can I get another? That's some men too. But women, unfortunately, because you have not held the line, you have not held a standard, and this has been a collective thing for a very long time. Now they're like, sure, I'll take all the benefits of being with a woman, but damn if I'm gonna marry her. Between family court, losing my kids, losing my home, losing my pension or whatever, losing half of my nope. But sure, I'll take everything a woman has to offer. And y'all dummies have fell for it. Y'all have fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And then 10 years in, well, I don't know what we doing. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Do you need advice? I know what you're doing. Okay? So, no. Crazy times, men and women are on a race to the bottom to see who can care less. Yep. Mr_Whitaker 5. Oh my God, I pray all women are listening to this because she's telling the truth. So many are listening to people on social media and messing up marriages, relationships, and friendships. Yeah. And that's honestly, that has been, I had a marketing expert and a branding expert look at my channel, and, they had their suggestions on how to make my channel blow up, how to make my channel grow. And a lot of, especially YouTube, a lot of those suggestions were like reaction videos. And one of them suggested that I make videos about what a therapist thinks about, like, social media, or what a therapist thinks about reality TV. I don't have any interest in doing any of that. And I had to tell them the truth. I said, nope, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not posting these crazy videos to my timeline anymore. I'm not making reaction videos. I'm not doing any of that. People just need the straight up truth. But the fact is, that don't sell. Like, that don't sell. That don't get millions of followers. People are not lining up, trying to get coaching or any of that. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, the thing that I've decided is to do me and to do what I believe I'm called to do, which is speak the truth. I try to do it in love. Sometimes I don't, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, sometimes it come out kind of hard. Okay, that's me all day. I have to be my authentic self. But that's what I'm called to do. And I'm a storyteller by nature. I love to laugh. And sometimes I'll use humor. But for the most part, I'm just giving you the truth. And wives, I'm talking to the wives. Men function best when you are having consistent sex with them. And this is a part of your feminine influence. This is how you get men to do what you may need them to do. Like, what is the benefit if it's raining outside, y'all? It's pouring raining. What is the benefit? You don't cook for him. You don't wash his clothes. You don't have sex with him. You don't do anything for him, but yet you want all of this stuff, and you're coming to me talking about how I can't get this and I can't get that, and he won't do this, and I guess he don't. What's the benefit to him? So, y'all, come on. We got to do better. And honestly, I have a friend who says, some of these wives need to get up off these husbands. Like, they need to just set them free. She say that all the time. They need to just set them free and let them find one of us. Just go on and set him free. Let him move on to wife number 2 and let him do better. Because what is the point? What is the point? You're not sleeping in the same room. You're not going to bed at the same time. I mean, the things that I'm hearing is crazy. But just go on and get up off them men. And I ain't gonna lie, I see some husbands. I see some husbands out here like, okay, I hope she's doing right by you. I hope you're doing right. Like, I ain't never gonna mess with nobody's husband. I ain't never gonna mess with no married man, no separated man, no ma'am, no. But I be seeing them. That's all I'm gonna say. I be seeing them like, yeah, I hope she acting right now. I hope she doing the right thing now. Hope she doing right by you. Cause it is some women out here. That's all I'm saying. She don't give hugs. Yeah, no. It's crazy. It's like, what is the point? What is the point of being married? So yeah, y'all, like I said, I just need wives to know the truth. Man, when I tell y'all it's coming down, but the clouds are moving. I'm headed toward the beach. And, oh yeah, y'all hear that rain? Oh Lord. So I got to sit out here because I don't have no umbrella. But the clouds are moving away. He said, what is the point? Exactly. But let women tell it. Let women tell it. They want stuff. They want to go here and they want you to buy them this. And they want this and they want that. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. I have women come in my practice. And they have all these requirements and ain't doing nothing. Ain't doing right by the husband. That's crazy. So ladies, I notice, and every year I have to make a video like this. Every year I have to talk about the lack of sex in marriage. I have to talk about y'all not sleeping with your husbands. And you should be ashamed. And here's the thing I'm going to say before you pop under this video and leave your comment. There are good reasons why you may have started, abstaining, right? There are health reasons. There are some good reasons. And I just want to say this loud and proud. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about you. Okay. If you leave in that comment right now, we're not talking about that. You are projecting. You're projecting your situation onto this video. I'm not talking about your cancer diagnosis. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about that. Or you injuring yourself, or, your husband's alcoholic, your husband. No, I'm not talking to you. My husband's a drug addict. He's alcoholic. He's this. Okay, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the majority of women, okay, that's married to a good dude, a hardworking dude, a dude who's going to work and bringing his check home and paying bills and doing his best. And that's who I'm talking to. And remember, if there are issues that are solvable, solve them. If it's a hygiene issue, talk about it. If he got some erectile dysfunction or you got some health issues, talk about it. If it's menopausal, talk about it. See a doctor. That's not an excuse. Menopause is not an excuse to stop sleeping with your husband. I'm sorry. It's not. That's a crock. No. Nope. You won't get a pass for that. But talk about it. Okay? And the fact that you're not opening your mouth, that's what a lot of women's issue is. They just won't say anything. They just won't address it. They won't say anything and then come into my office, well, this is wrong and that's wrong. Did you tell him about it? Well, I mean, he ain't gonna listen. He ain't going to. And this is the look I give him. So you're part of the problem. You're a big part of the problem. And oh boy, they be mad. How dare you? Lord. Okay, she said, and these men don't want to talk. It's all of y'all. And I chalk it up to emotional immaturity. Little kids shut down. That's little kid stuff. I'm a grown woman the last I checked. I ain't never scared. Y'all should know that by now. If you've been here for any length of time, y'all know I run my mouth. So I ain't never scared. I'm a grown woman. If things are not as they should be, I'm going to say something to you. Okay. I'm going to be like, so can we talk about, yeah, I've told her, look, let me get graphic for 5 seconds and hopefully this don't get me flagged on YouTube when I post it over there. I've talked about shaving your hair down. I've talked about removing the hair from your balls. What else? The skid marks. I talk about the smell or whatever. Okay. I tell you what it is. Okay. Make it inviting for me to go down there. Make a welcoming, inviting space for me. Do whatever you have to do so that I want to go down there. That's what I tell a man. Shave what you got to shave. Remove what you got to remove. Wash it real good. I've already talked to y'all at length about taking a washcloth, not a bar of soap in your hand. Take a washcloth with some soap, lather it up, and run it between the crack of your cheeks. Run it all up in there. Run it all around the front. Okay? Get it soapy. Rinse it off real good. Run it down there again. Make it so that I want to be there. Okay? I have no problem running my mouth. Okay? And for the most part, like I said, it takes a very strong man to listen to that. Most of them laugh it off, but they listen. That's what's so funny. Every time I've ever checked a man on anything, he listened. He's like, check. Check, man. I will do just that, Anita. And he do it. And he do it. Okay? He do it. And he get what he looking for. Thank you. Thank you for checking me on that because, yes, I would like for you to feel welcome down there. So I'm like, okay, then. So here's what I need you to do because I want to go there, but I can't do it if it's salty, if it's funky. You know, I can't do that. And it's not welcoming. Okay? That's all. So, okay, I got to get back on track because, like I said, hopefully YouTube don't try to kick me off. I be trying, y'all. I be trying to not make all these videos members only, but sometimes you just got to say what's real. So, that's all. But, ladies, talk about it. If the man won't talk about it, guess what you do? You acknowledge that he won't talk about it. You still talk about it. I wish a man would, if I'm trying to talk to him about, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is why I'm not as attracted. This is what your hygiene, your this, your that. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, well, that's going to lead to us not having sex. See, I just say it. That's going to lead to us not being sexually intimate because we need to talk about it. We need to address it. And most men don't want to hear that. Most men don't want to be cut clean off of you having sex with them. So they're gonna talk about something. Okay? So many women be pushing men away when we open up and share things that's important. I just say, I love me some you, thank you. I heard that. I've heard that before. The moment you do what they ask, men sort of don't recognize you and lose interest. Yeah, I don't have that. Like I said, every time I've talked to a man that I've been in a relationship with, been married to, they do it. I don't have a whole lot of pushback. I don't have a whole lot of, no, they do it for the most part. There are men that I was in a dating relationship with. They weren't my man. We were dating, and I would ask, and they would ignore me, or, and then the dating ended. Like, that's how I vet you. That's how I determine if you're a good man and good enough to be my man. If you're not willing to receive influence from me, then there's no point in doing this. A man should receive influence from his woman. A woman should receive influence from her man. So that's all. You just have to be willing to receive influence. You have to be willing to learn. Willing to learn. Yeah, there you go. That's it. But I be telling. I sure do. I be telling. And it's embarrassing, y'all. I'm going to keep it real. It's a couple dudes that's like, dang, Anita, you like embarrassing me. Okay, but we will get results. Ain't that what you want? Do you want results? Because that's what I'm after. Embarrass me. Tell me if things are not right. I've had men tell me, hey, you need to shave, you need to wax. I want you to wax under your arms. I've now had laser hair removal pretty much everywhere. So I don't have that issue no more. But when I was young, I was very hairy. I was a very hairy woman. And I mean, my underarms, my legs, the cooch, all of that. I was like constantly shaving, constantly doing something, to remove hair. And now I've had laser hair removal. So yeah, I don't have hair under my arms. I don't have hair on my legs, my mustache, all of that. All that's been lasered. So, and I still, the cooch has been lasered, but I still be fighting it, y'all. Cause that hair down there, it just want to come back. I don't know what it is. But again, tell me what it is. And that way I can give good results. I am a results-oriented woman. Okay? I don't want to stay stuck in foolishness because I'm embarrassed. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh, and then you licking some salty bowls. Like, no. No, wives. You need to tell your husband, I need you to freshen up. I do. I'm not one to work out and run around all day and want to come home and jump into bed. No. Let me handle my business, and I need you to handle yours. Because I'm going to do some freaky stuff. And everything got to be right and tight if I'm going to do that. So that's me. But I'm going to tell you that. So whatever the thing is, ladies, or maybe it's hormonal, maybe it's something, I don't know. Maybe the man has turned you off. Whatever it is, you have to talk about it. Because you're going to stay married to a man that's sexually frustrated. You want him to be monogamous. Lord help him if he go outside the marriage. Now you got a problem. So no, you have got to meet his sexual needs, and he should be meeting your sexual needs. I had a couple come in, this was last year, where it was the wife that was like, I can't stand this. Like, we don't have sex. He's not meeting my sexual needs. He's got this issue. He's not talking about it, seeing anybody about it. I was like, yeah, that's not cool. So I've seen it on the other end where women are like, he got this ED issue, but he need to see about it. And look, y'all, gentlemen, the number one thing I'm going to tell you is you have got to work out. You've got to lift weights, and you've got to change your diet. Okay, that's 1 and 2 of why you got the problems you got. Lifting heavy and changing your diet. It will change your life. Okay, my daddy is 83 and is still having sex. So it's no excuse, but many of y'all on this high blood pressure medication and diabetes and all that, that's why your thing ain't getting hard. You got all these health issues and you need to take care of yourself. But I digress. I'm not getting on that topic because, like I said, that definitely ain't the man for me. I want a fit and healthy man. I want a man who's doing what he have to do to stay away from all of that. That's all. All right. Yes, diet makes a huge, huge impact. Somebody please pass the collection plate around because she preaching. Thank you. Women and men, it's okay to be open and honest with your partner or someone you are dealing with. That's, like I said, I'm just being honest with y'all. That is how I vet a person. I show up like this, and if they run, great. I always tell people this. Great. Rejection is the way that I remove people that isn't for me. Please reject me. I tell people that all the time. Please reject me. Please send me down the road. Please send me on my way. But this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get in marriage. Yes, baby _Bree _89. She said, good afternoon. I'm late. Will this slide be saved? It will. A lot of fruit, vegetables, plenty of water. Yep. Please do. Please do. Take care of yourself. But so many of our men, all these issues, all these problems. And look, y'all, I be seeing them. I be seeing them in my age range. I be seeing them at the gym, barely putting in 15 minutes on the tread. And look, and why they all, let me go on a little rant. Why all the 50 plus men at the gym barely putting in any time on the treadmill, or they do the little elliptical, the step? No, baby, you need to be in that weight room. You need to be in that weight room lifting weights. You can warm up, but outside of that, like they'll be on the treadmill and walk out and wonder why they having the problems they have. Testosterone is built in your muscles. Okay, you need to go in that weight room and lift you some weights. The negative energies, vibes people take in, yeah, that's everywhere. So this is for the ladies. I know I went on a couple of tangents, but this is for the ladies, for the wives. Wake up. Wake up, okay? God gave you a husband. You chose him. Ain't nobody force you down that aisle. Ain't nobody wrestle you to the ground. This the man you chose. Okay? And the goal was for you to be blessed, for you all to bless each other. But y'all don't act like it. It's sad to me that married people, y'all don't see the blessing in what you have. So just throw them back out here. Okay? Throw them back out here. Let somebody else pick them up and do right by them. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I love that there are more products for men to smell and feel good. And y'all need to use them. Okay? Y'all need to use them. It's no excuse. Now, y'all men know how I feel about a man with a beard. I'm not a big fan of the beard. I'm just being honest. That's not what I like. I like a clean shaven man. The most I will accept is if your beard is hugging your face. That's the beard that I will be like, oh, okay, but it's like you taper it down. It's hugging your face. The goatee is hugging your face. All of it's hugging your face. I'm not interested in this. All of it. No. Because here's the thing I'm going to tell you, gentlemen. And again, I hope this don't get me the strike on YouTube. So think about a woman who ain't shaved down there, right? Think about a natural woman. She ain't shaved or waxed, none of that down there. And you supposed to go in and kiss it. You supposed to go in and see, I don't want to do that. Can I be honest? It's the same what y'all be talking about. Hey, you need to wax. You need to shave down there. That's how I be feeling with men with all of this, all these beards. I don't want to do that. I really don't. I want my mouth to touch your mouth. I want to touch all over your face. I want to feel your 5 o'clock shadow. Ooh, y'all, that's why I can't hug men. I can't hug men no more, y'all. Because if their face touch against my face, I be done. It don't take much to turn me on. If a man like bend down to hug me and our faces touch, like, and I feel that stubble, I'm like, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I gotta go. Let me smell that cologne. Let his face touch against my face. I'll be like, let me get out of here. I gotta go. I gotta go. It don't take much. It do not take much. But ladies, wives, come on now. Come on. We need to do better. There's no reason for all of these channels making these videos about sexless marriages. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. And that's the number one way the enemy will get in your marriage is you stop having sex. And yet he better not cheat. He better not be with nobody else. He better not. It just don't make no sense. But I mean, that's what they say, that the women don't make no sense. They're illogical and irrational. And there might be some truth in that, because my logical brain is thinking, yeah, of course I'm having sex with my husband. I don't want him having sex with anybody else. That's what my logical mind is thinking. So I don't know, y'all. All right, I got to go. I'm heading into Target. I'm going to the beach. And then I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is beach day. I'm going to the beach. I'm not going to lay out on the beach. I'm not going to get in the water today, but I am going to the beach, right? I'm just going to walk around. I'm going to have a nice little seafood lunch. Tomorrow is beach day. Like, I'm going to have a bathing suit on. I'm going to get in the water. I'm going to lay out. I'm going to try to get some sun, because tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day. Today is supposed to be intermittently rainy and cloudy. Okay. Why they don't have sex, though? Well, you're going to have to go back. You're going to have to go back and watch this, because I just explained. Emotional starvation. Yes, it's a thing. But again, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about sexual starvation. Yes, I'm outside of Target. All right. Have a great rest of your day. It's gorgeous here. I hope it's beautiful where you are. And make the most of today. Every day is a gift, y'all. Every day above ground is a gift. So make the most of it. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, stay open to love.